Welcome back to Milton Mo Junction. This is a follow-on from the last video when I showed you the back scene that I'd completed so far. This will hopefully show you the back scene completed, but before I do that I was going to show you a little bit behind the back scene and what I've talked about but never really showed you. As you can see, I've created uprights. It's a bit of a Heath Robinson sort of setup, but as a mate of mine would say, I'm not building the Sistine Chapel, so it's effective, it works. All I needed was some uprights, and so that the back scene can stand up against them and be pretty solid. As you can see, I've put velcros, stuck velcros to the wood already, so once I've stuck the picture to the foam board, I can take the backing off the velcros and then just press the foam board onto it, and that seems to be sort of good enough to hold it. So you can see the first three there. I've already explained I'm going to have to stick the next backboard to excuse me, to the backboard I've already done, and how I'm going to do that, so I won't bother going over that again. I'll just show you the rest of the uprights ready. And what I've also done is I've prepared a post here, fixed a post here, so the back scene will curl round from that one on the back to this here, so that will form a curve. And as I say, and as I mentioned before, the back scene curves readily on this foam board, so it's quite a sharp curve, but it should be alright. I had to sort of push it forward a bit because I wanted to be able to get to the back here, behind the back scenes, which will be a sort of storage area or a fiddle yard. At the moment it's a bit of a storage area, but it just gives me a bit of room in front, so that'll all be hidden anyway, but easy to get at. So that shows what I've done so far. Once I've done the backboard, or perhaps preparing the backboard, I'll add on to this video. So see you in a little while. Okay, I'm back, and as you can see, I've completed the last piece of back scene on this side anyway. And this is the piece we were talking about. I've curved it round, and really pleased with it. Sorry if this is wobbling around a bit, but yeah, that's the end piece here. It's all stuck down. There's a few creases in this bit at the top. It's very difficult to see, but there are a few because of the sharp bend. But yeah, I've cut out the piece for the rails to go through. As you can see, I've made it as short as possible, or as narrow as possible. I've put the biggest engine I've got through there, and it doesn't touch, and it's not going to touch. I've kept it fairly low. The piece I've cut out, I've stuck on another piece and pushed at the back there, just pretty much to take the shine off the silver foil part of the insulation that was behind, so that can now sort of be left as it is. And I can now see a bit about how I've got to do to cover it up. I mean, to be honest, at the end of the day it's not going to matter that much anyway, but what I might do is I might angle these two tracks here so they go at a slight diagonal, which means I've got more space in front of where you can see the train, the engine, to put some sort of building perhaps there, or a bigger wooded area, or a raised hillock. But it might give me a bit more room if I do that. But as you can see, it's all completed. So sitting in the control seat, as it were, up this end, it's a really good view. I'm really pleased with it. All we can see now is the back scene all the way around. The last piece of back scene I've actually got to do is this piece here. I've put up a dummy bit at the moment, It's a bit of the old back scene, so obviously it's not high enough, but it gives you an idea of what I'm talking about. The two engine sheds will be sort of well, the single halogen engine shed I will split and have two shorter engine sheds disappearing into the back scene, with the appropriate spaces cut out for the engines to go through. And the same at the back there, where the main line, well, sorry, the line actually goes through, but it'll be pretty much hidden. I've put a couple of boxes just to sort of represent where the engine sheds are going to be, and with a bit of building at the back for the goods yard going along here. I don't think you'll even notice it close up. So I've got a bit of my foam board left to do that. There's 39 foot of this scenery. I used all 40 foot apart from 1 foot, so 39 foot of the 4 packets have been used. And as I say, I'm pretty impressed with it. I think it's quite a good view now from up here. So one thing I've left to do really now, as far as scenery is concerned, I'm going to raise that television set up a bit so that it's only about 3 inches, just to get me, perhaps I can get the goods yard or the goods shed underneath it at the full length. If I can't, it makes it a little bit easier however much higher I raise it anyway. And I cut the back scene out so I can afford to raise that at least 3 or 4 inches before it even bothers with the back scene. In fact, I'm pretty much limited by how far I can raise the television by the foil and the actual roof above it. So we'll see how I can do that. The next job really to do is, I think, not sure if I mentioned it earlier, but I'll probably do this end, because this will be pure scenery, and with a bit of ballasting and scenery, I could do this fairly quickly, I think. And it'd be nice to have a non-industrial bit. This will just be a bit of countryside, perhaps with a car park here and a telephone box and a few cars parked in it, and perhaps even a foot crossing over that track. And hopefully when the bits arrive that I've ordered, I can get on with that. Well, I can get on with it beforehand really, but I've ordered a little telephone box, O-scale telephone box, and some fencing I want to try out, so we'll see how that goes. But that'll be my first project to do. But back to the back scene, really pleased. I mean, if you study it you can see a few joins, but the whole idea is it gives an impression, and it takes your eye away from the foil insulation. So as I said, I'm really pleased. I think that's pretty much all my major construction finished with now, so I should be able to tidy up here a bit and get rid of some of the heavier tools that I've used, and just have the modelling tools up the top here now, and put the rest in the garage. The only downside is means I've got to tidy up the garage now, which is a bit of a mess, with all the scrap bits of wood and bits and pieces. So the order is tidy the garage, take a lot of stuff down to the garage from here that I won't need anymore, and then tidy up here. But I'll try and get on with the scenery at the end as well. So that's about it for the moment. So thanks for watching, and I'll let you know what I decide here and how I'm going to do it later, but that's not a high priority at the moment anyway. I might just potter at that as we go along. There's nothing I can change on the back scene anyway, that's fixed, and it's just how much I can cover up without actually seeing the trains disappearing into it. But at the end of the day it does a job. So that's about it. Thanks for watching, and any comments, feel free to leave them and I'll try and answer them the best I can. So for the moment, bye for now, and thanks for watching again. Bye.